that behind me there is Cromwell. There, down here. That's Cromwell behind me. I'm on the Nevis Road in central Otago, which is the highest road apparently in the country. And I took my poor old van up there, Golden Horse, which was a punk move, I think. My friend Matt told me that this was an easy road to traverse up, even for my van. But it wasn't that easy. And coming up and going up it and coming down it has been very difficult. But I made it okay. Here I am at a level probably a couple of 100 meters above sea level, if not maybe 1,000 meters above sea level, something like that anyway, but quite high up. But I wanted to do a video today about following your intuitive pings, following your intuition. I was supposed to be on today, right now, I'm supposed to be on Stewart Island, Rakiura. Yesterday I got into Invercargill. I drove down from Dunedin around the Catlins, around to Invercargill. It was raining, freezing cold southerly coming up. The little ice age is coming. The mini ice age is coming. My experience is what I'm seeing down that way. But there's cold front, cold front, cold front. This is the summertime, and notoriously in this part of the world and in New Zealand we do have a lot of wet weather over the Christmas time. Christmas Day is often wet. The whole country is often wet, and tomorrow's forecast is wet the whole day down this part of the country. So I wanted to make a video before we head down to Cromwell for the night. And I'll probably end up going back down to Te Anau to visit some friends in Te Anau, and go to Milford Sound and go to Fiordland for a week or so and do some work down there for some friends. But I was supposed to be on Stewart Island. Yesterday afternoon I had this intuitive ping. It kind of came in real hard and fast late afternoon, and it was like, no, you cannot go to Stewart Island, no, you mustn't go, no, you can't go, you're not going to go, that's it. So I had the ping, and when it went off in my head and my body, it was so strong and so hard and so fast, I couldn't ignore it, and I wasn't going to ignore it. It was so quick, happened so quickly, and it took me by complete surprise. I've been planning for this trip since April this year. Paid for everything, had to cancel all my bookings, had to cancel everything, the walk, everything, and hoping to get refunded for everything, but I got refunded for my trip, my ferry and my transfer. But the first thing that came to mind for me when this intuitive pain came in was, is my mother okay? Is my family okay? And I checked in, and there has been a development within the family that needed to be addressed, and there's a potential for me having to potentially return to Auckland to support my mother if the news that I could potentially receive, due to the nature of this medical examination of my mother's partner, if the news isn't great, then there's a potential I have to go back up to Auckland and support her, which I would do in a heartbeat. It's been a whole year of supporting people, and I came in here to do things for me, but the intuitive ping was so strong. So I'm staying on the mainland of Te Waipounamu, which is the South Island. I'm staying in the central Otago Fiordland region for a couple of weeks, probably till mid to late January, and then I go up to Christchurch, Canterbury region for about a week or so. Then I return back up to the Tasman Bay region, watching a hawk soaring above me over here. Amazing. I return up there. But in the past, for me, when I have these massive intuitive pings, I've completely ignored them. I felt them, experienced them, but ignored them. And this time it was so strong. Yesterday's intuitive ping was so strong for me, I just realized I had to acknowledge it. There was no way around it. I had to acknowledge it. And it felt in some ways like, what the fuck, I've just prepared all this time and energy to get down here, to have this experience, to go to Rakiura, Stewart Island, to do this walk. But this intuitive ping was so strong, and there's a number of factors that went into this experience for me that made me realize that it wasn't the time for me to go down there. The weather forecast was horrendous for Christmas Day, the day I was going to start my walk around the 3-day circuit around Orban, which is the Half Moon Bay, which is the capital of Stewart. Well, the capital, it's the biggest town on Stewart Island, Rakiura. The first day I was going to walk, it was going to be like between 13 and 15 mils of rain. That weather forecast changed later in the day, but that had something to do with my intuitive ping. It was like a no, you're not walking in mud for 2 days. You're not walking in mud. But that was a little part of it. there was something else going on energetically I couldn't decipher and couldn't understand, and I still haven't had the ability to understand why this came so hard at me. I don't think that weather played a massive part in that ping, but it definitely played a part in that ping for me, because I wasn't really feeling the urge to be somewhere after being in the rain for 3 days between lower South Canterbury, north Otago and Otago. Being in the rain for 3 days, I didn't feel like being in the rain, and the freezing cold of Invercargill. As I said, the mini ice age is coming. That part of the country was like, it's about 24 up here right now in central Otago. 2 hours away is about 12 degrees, 11 degrees down that way when I left this morning. So it gives an indication of how close the little microclimates are due to the nature of topography and the nature of geography around this particular part of the land, of the South Island. I'm up in the mountains in a basin with mountains all around it, rain shadow all around me, so therefore the rain usually comes in here from the north, hardly ever from the south. It usually comes in from the north, the northwest, where the Southern Alps are. It doesn't really get across, it comes across from the northeast and it's the direct north usually. Sometimes it gets up from the south as well. It comes up from the south, it can come up through the channel, up through the gap between the Remarkables and the Crown Range and the Southern Alps. It comes through and funnels through and it snows from the southwest. But tomorrow it's coming in from the southwest and it's going to be cold, colder far further south. But that ping wasn't the main reason why, and I can't decipher yet why it happened to me, why I knew that I wasn't going to be going. But I acknowledged it for the first time in a long time. I was like, yep, okay, I got you, yep, fine. And the moment I had that ping, I had 2 other intuitive pings that went off at the same time, and all 3 of those intuitive pings manifested. It was incredible. It was like my intuition was that strong. It happened so quickly, and I was like ready to go. I just poof, I got everything ready to go, and by about 8:30 last night I was on the road. I parked up somewhere on the south coast of the South Island for the night on a beach. And when I pulled my van up to go to sleep, there's already a fireplace made for me, and there's firewood sitting there for me when I arrived there at this location where I was camping for the night next to the ocean. It was incredible, and there was no wind to speak of. It was beautiful and calm, overcast but chilly, very chilly. And I ended up staying there the night, and then this morning I got up and drove towards Te Anau, where my friends live. But they said, oh, you can't come today, come on the 26th. So I'm up here in central Otago for a couple of days before I head south down to Te Anau, Milford Sound region, Fiordland, for probably a week with some work down there for me. And if I had gone to Stewart Island, to Rakiura, I wouldn't have had the opportunity to go on an overnight trip into Fiordland on Milford Sound with my friends who own a boat that sleeps 15 people, and there's 7 people going out on the boat on the 26th, and now I've got the opportunity to go out on the boat in Milford Sound overnight fishing charter. So I'm going to go fishing on the 26th, 27th of December, and then come back, probably maybe start work immediately when I get back, and probably be in the Fiordland region to do lots of walks that my friend will tell me all about. There's flies. That my friends told me all about as I was driving up here, and I end up staying on his houseboat in Manapuri for a night when I finish working for him. I think probably sometime in late December, early January next year. So it's fascinating how this has happened, how it's playing itself out. But I feel as though there's still another layer to this. There's another layer to this ping. There's another layer to this. Something would have happened to me if I'd gone down there that I can't see in this moment. And it's like my timeline shifted because of the nature of my actions and me listening to this ping, where in the past I haven't listened to this. And a classic example of this was for me, the middle of this year. In August, September this year, I had a very strong intuitive ping. And rather than listening to that ping, I went somewhere else and had another experience. And that experience cost me about $700 and a whole world of pain. So I learned from that, and this time the universe and my intuition and my guides and my higher nature said to me, no, stop, pack up and get out. So I did. I listened to it, and I listened to it very clearly. And when I heard it, I did exactly what was asked of me. I packed up and I left, and I legged it. And I've come up here. I'm going to go down there to Cromwell, Probably camp down there tonight. Tomorrow's forecast, as I said, is pretty wet and pretty wild and pretty woolly, and be pretty cold too, because I think it's a southerly coming up. So I'll be camping down there tonight, and tomorrow, Christmas Day, I might be travelling south and making my way down towards Te Anau, or finding somewhere else to park up for the night where I can use the facilities and just chill and drop in, and then early on the 26th, Boxing Day, I'll be meandering down towards Te Anau, which is about 3 hours from where I am. Whew. Crazy times, man, and Merry Christmas for 2024. For those watching this video now, this will probably come out in the middle of the year next year. So Merry Christmas for 2024. I'll do my best to make another video before the end of the year. Hope you had a great Christmas, and watching this video now, probably in the middle of 2025. Your Christmas was amazing, and by all means, if you come up the Nevis Valley and you come up the Nevis Road, come up on a 4-wheel drive or a motorbike, or a motocross motorbike. 4-wheel drive more would be optimum. A 4-wheel drive vehicle, a 4-wheel drive camper van, or a late model camper van. My van's 2005. I recommend that you don't bring up a very old vehicle up this road, because it's so steep in parts. And not only that, I recommend that you bring up a late model or a brand new vehicle or a 4-wheel drive to get up here. I can't believe my friends bring their caravan up this road. It's like that some parts, and a lot of it going up to the top of the summit is like that. With a caravan, I just don't know how the hell they do it. Thanks for watching, I truly appreciate it. Merry Christmas, mā te wā. I'll see you again soon.